So just find a comfortable seated position. You can sit on a block or however you want. We're just going to start with some wrist range of motion. So really important, we're going to do one arm at a time. So I want you to think about when we do these, don't allow your actual arm to rotate. So I'm not allowing any rotation, I'm just working the wrist. So hold on tight to your arm, and either you can have it 90 degrees or full extension is going to be a little bit, you're going to feel it different. So I'm going to hold my arm out the whole time and one arm at a time, okay? So we're just going to do circles, really slow circles without, again, we're trying not to rotate the actual arm. We're just doing wrist circles. Again, pretty slow. 2, 3, 4, 5. Switch directions. Try to keep that arm straight. 1, no rotation. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're going to switch arms. Again, holding tight, no rotation. Nice, slow circles just through the wrist. Arm is straight and extended. Trying to hit all the corners of that full range. So wrist flexibility, range of motion control will help you do planks better, handstands better. I have really poor wrist, okay, switch directions, mobility. So it's one of my goals to start working on this a little bit more. So I did a big series yesterday and I'm going to try to do it every day. So it's something like this. 2 more, 4, and 5. Okay, you're going to use the ground. So make sure you can get down. So I'm going to have my fingertips forward, spread out nice and wide. Elbows stay straight. And I'm going to rock as far forward as I can for that, again, wrist flexion. And I'm just going to kind of go back and forth 5 times. Try to hit that end range. Arms are nice and straight. 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to try to hold as much flexion as possible, as hard as you can for 5, 4, arms are straight, 3, 2, 1. We're going to go back and do that same thing. Rock forward. 1, 2, nice straight elbows. 3, 4, 5, and we're holding again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and last hold together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good morning, Carol. And 5. Okay, now we're just going to go down and up, down and up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now you're going to flip your fingertips towards you, and kind of the same idea. We're just going to push backwards now. So I'm pulling back towards me. 1, 2. It's our last on the flexion, then we'll flip it over. 3, 4, and 5. Okay, flip your palms face up. And now you're going to, again, sink back towards you for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now clasp your fingertips together and we're just gonna do rolls, nice little wrist rolls. Switch directions. Awesome. So that's a little wrist series you can do. You always want to practice active, passive, right? So passive is when you're using the ground and your body, and active is holding. So your body gets used to actually doing the work. Okay, let's go ahead and bring it back to tabletop. So we're just going to go through some cat-cows. So nice, slow. Really think about segmenting through the spine. One breath each. Just 5 of these. Last one. Go ahead and widen your knees a little bit. You're gonna sit your bums back to your heels. Okay, walk it forward. We're gonna roll up, rounded back, and drop into that cobra stretch. Shoulders pulled down and back, looking up, tucking the chin first, and rounding back out to sit back to child's pose. Round it out, roll it forward, hips drop. And then tuck the chin first, round out the upper back, and then you get all the way to that lower back. Start with the lower back, roll it forward, drop it, tuck, and roll it back. Let's go one more. Round, roll, tuck, and sit it back. Back to tabletop. We're just going to go through a few scapular push-ups, but in our tabletop position. So arms are straight. I'm sinking between the shoulder blades, pressing between the shoulder blades. So shoulder blades are going towards each other. Shoulder blades are pressing away from each other. Those elbows stay straight. 3, core is still tight. 2, 4, one more. Okay, neutral, staying in that push through position. Right arm behind the head. Okay, fingertips behind the ear, elbow to wrist. Exhale, elbow to sky. Inhale, exhale. Rotation. 3, 4, 5. We're going to reach it long and thread the needle. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna hold it. You're gonna take your other arm, bring it behind the back like a bind, and you're gonna squeeze open that shoulder for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Unbind. Come all the way to tabletop, and we're gonna switch sides. Other hand behind ear, elbow to wrist. Exhale, elbow to sky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reach it up long. Thread the needle through. 1. Reach, exhale. 2, 3, 4. We're holding. 5. Opposite arm comes and binds. Squeeze open that shoulder for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly unbind and back to tabletop. We're going through 5 scapular push-ups again. Arms are straight, sink and press. If you want to do this more challenging, you can go ahead and go up to a plank, either on your knees or your toes. 3, just control through the shoulder blades. 4, one more. And 5. Okay, we're gonna actually lay all the way on our stomach, and you're gonna reach your arm underneath you, so reaching across the body, palm face down. Then I'm going to roll and try to stack my shoulders to the ground. So both shoulders are trying to be flat on the floor. My top arm just goes right over the other arm, and I'm reaching as far forward as I can without letting my shoulder come way up off the ground. And I'm just going to hold here. So you should feel it as a posterior shoulder stretch. So the bottom shoulder, the back of it is what we're practicing here. Keep reaching with that top arm and pulling back with the bottom arm. So you're kind of trying to separate, pull back with the bottom arm, reach forward with the top arm. One more big breath. We're slowly going to roll to our side. Bend that bottom elbow 90 degrees. Okay? You're going to put your hand on the top. So top of the hand. Elbow comes right out at my shoulder. And then I'm going to drop my palm towards the ground for sleeper stretch. Internal rotation. So once you find that max range with the shoulder still on the ground, you're just going to pulse in and out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold as far as you can. Now let go. Active hold. 5. Push down as far as you can. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand back on. Passive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go and hold it as far as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, we're going to roll to the other side. I'm just going to switch so I can face you. But other arm goes underneath the body. Extend it straight out. You're going to stack your shoulders towards the ground, so lay on your stomach. Other arm goes right over the top. I'm pulling back with my bottom arm, reaching forward with the top arm, and hold. You also might feel a stretch in your chest, your pec, that bottom pec, which is fine. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to roll out. Rock, just roll to your side. Bottom elbow bends 90 degrees. Elbow's the same height as the shoulder. Hand goes on top. Shoulder stays on the ground, so I like to stack my shoulders up to keep that weight down. Internal rotation. Push as far as you can. Find that end range, little pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go and hold. Active. 1, 2. Push as hard as you can. 3, 4, 5. Back to passive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Locked. Active. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and rest. All right, tabletop one more time here. We're going to go through our scapular push-ups again. So if you want, again, a little bit more challenging, drop to that plank position. So more weight is going to be on those hands. Shoulders are going to sink and press. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, tabletop. We're gonna go right arm, thumb up right over the head, looking straight down. We're gonna bring it all the way out, our snow angel position. We're gonna bring it all the way up the back as far as you can, and then come back out and around. Try to keep that arm up as high as you can. Kind of like elevate it as high off the ground. Slow. Bring it back. Back around. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Shake it out a little bit. We're going to go other side, same thing. So tabletop position, left arm, starting with it up over the head, thumbs up. Slow snow angel. Bring it up the back and back around. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. We're going to keep our hips over our knees. Walk your hands forward. Push your chest towards the ground. And then shake it right to left. Get under those armpits. All right, sit it on back. Okay, we're gonna come up to a deep lunge. So I like to start this in a plank position. Again, hands can be elevated, of course. So we're gonna step our right foot to the outside of the right hand as far as you can. Lift, lower the back knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knee can stay up or drop to the ground. Left hand's on the ground, so we're going to rotate towards our knee up to the sky for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back knee down. We're going to shift back, straighten that front leg out and fold, and back to lunge. Push the hip real quick, sit it back. 2, squeeze that butt cheek. 3, 4, and 5. Step that right foot back to plank and other leg. Okay, we're going to lift and lower. First, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can keep that knee up or down. We're rotating towards the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it back. Knee can be down. We're going to shift. Hamstrings fold. 1. And back. Squeeze those hips forward. And shift. 2. Squeeze. 3. 4. And 5. Back to plank. Now we're going to go down dog. Knees are soft. Push the chest back towards the thighs. And your right leg's going to come up for that pigeon stretch. So foot goes across, knee goes wide. but we're going dynamic. So we're gonna go back to down dog, other leg, push it back, you go your own pace. We're gonna go 3 on each side, so 1 more each here. Okay, go back to that right side, and now pause. I'm gonna let my butt go all the way to the ground, and I'm gonna bend that back knee, so now I'm in my 90-90 stretch. We're gonna fold over the front knee, and then up as tall as you can, and fold. And up. I'm just tightening my body, my core, trying to square my hips up. Tighten. 4, we're gonna do 1 more. And then I'm just going to rotate my knees. Again, hands can be behind you, but we're gonna go back and forth a few times. Again, the goal here is to sit up tall, or even leaning forward is gonna make it harder. So lean back if you need to. And this is internal and external rotation of the hips. Let's go 1 more. And back. We're just going to reverse how we got here. So I'm going to go hands to the mat. My hip comes up. I'm going to step back to plank. And then to down dog. We're going to bring that left leg up and over. Drop the hip down, bend the back knee to 90, and again, we're in 90-90. So we're gonna fold, exhale, inhale, sit up tall, try to pull that back hip forward, fold, three, 4, and 5. Same thing, we're gonna rotate those knees slowly back and forth. I'm also trying to keep my knee wide at the same time I open my other knee so that one knee stays, or that hip stays in external rotation while we're trying to rotate the other one. One more down and back. Okay, hands go to the mat. Hip comes off the ground and step back to down dog. Okay, we're just gonna roll a few times. So I'm going to roll my spine through, stop at plank, send back flat, roll forward, stop at plank, flat, back, pressing, roll, flat back, roll, back, 1 more, and we're going to lower all the way to our belly again. So, bend both knees, and you're just going to let them drop to the right and drop to the left. Eight, 2 more, 9, and 10. Okay, arms out to the side. We're gonna go for a scorpion stretch. So my left arm is extended. I'm gonna bend my right leg. I'm going to bring my other hand under my armpit, push off, bring that leg up towards the hand. And if you want, you can add that chest stretch. We're going to go big, deep breath. And then we're going to come back down slowly and switch sides. Other knee bends, push, open the hip, and add that arm stretch if you want to. You don't have to. Big deep breath. And bring it back to center. Going again. Bend, open, and reach. Bring it back to center. Other side. And back. One more each side. Bring it back. And other one. Open the hip and open the chest. And bring it to center. Okay, we're going to just flip over on our back. We're going to go to those supine crossovers. So you can either have your knees bent, one knee marches, and you let it drop to the side. Okay, or you can just go straight leg up and across. So my hips are stacking up and my shoulders stay down. So bent knee or straight. And you're just going one breath. Inhale up, exhale, fold, or twist. Inhale up. Let's go one more each side. And bring those knees bent. Okay, you're going to reach behind your thigh. Okay, we're going to straighten that leg out. If you want to keep this other knee bent, you can, or you can straighten it. It's up to you. And again, we're just going to do some active passive work. So I'm going to pull my leg towards my head. Okay, again, your knee doesn't have to be locked out, but you're trying to reach that heel up to the sky. Okay, if you only feel it in your calf, point your toe. Okay, so pulling, deep stretch through the hamstring. Now you're letting go, and you're holding as far range of motion as possible for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab it again. Pull. Try to get a little deeper in your stretch. Let go. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Pull. Passive stretch. And hold active. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Shake it out a little bit. We're going to go ahead and do that same thing other side. So grab behind the thigh. Straighten that leg out. Knee can be bent or straight, whatever you prefer on the other leg. Okay, nice deep stretch. You're pulling that leg towards your head. Breathing, reaching those limits of your range of motion. And active. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Passive. Release. Active. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. Active. I'm sorry, passive. Getting nice and deep in that stretch. And we're on our active hold. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, feet are flat on the ground, knees are wide, and we're gonna go windshield wipers face up. So one knee falls in, other leg falls out. Internal, external. All right, we're gonna do some rock and roll sit-ups. So I'm going to rock back. I'm gonna bring my feet behind my head. It doesn't matter how far. You're gonna use your legs. So you're gonna work trying to get those feet back behind you. And then I'm gonna roll and reach towards my toes. You can also just do a sit-up. You don't have to rock it back. 2. 3. 4. Last one. And 5. Okay, we're gonna finish up on the wall. So if you have a wall, go ahead and grab that. So we're gonna have our butt up against the wall. So again, this is how I usually do this. So I'll show you, and this is just gonna be our last exercise. So if you need to step away from the camera, you can do that. So again, you're gonna go up to the wall. You sit next to the wall, and then you lie down, you'll have your butt nice and close. So what we're gonna do is a sumo squat. So feet are wide. I'm gonna bring my heels down towards my butt, toes relatively up, and then I'm gonna push my knees out with my elbows. So this is my perfect squat position, and you're just gonna try to get those heels down as far as you can and push those knees out. Okay? If your butt starts to roll off the ground, scooch away from the wall a little bit more. We're gonna hang out here for 2 minutes, so I'm just gonna set that timer. You can breathe, you can add pushes, you can add active and push, active and push. I'll do a few and I'll say them out loud, but timer's on. Again, you're breathing in. We're working on that knee flexion as well as hip flexion, of course, and just getting better at that squat position, because this is what our squat should look like. Our heels are on the ground, our torso is nice and tall, the back is neutral, knees are wide. So again, I'm pushing my knees out, but I'm gonna add an active. So if you want to, I'm gonna push my knees towards my, into my elbows and add activation. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now I'm gonna relax and push. I'm gonna add another active. You can if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. I'm gonna add one more active. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, relax. Pushing those knees wide. Still got some time here. A lot of the stretch you should feel in the hip flexors and the inner thighs. Last 10 seconds. Okay, we're slowly just gonna reach our legs up to the ceiling. Just kind of shake it out. You guys can stay here as long as you want. And that's it. Thanks, guys.